Station 7, the second time Jesus falls, is marked by this small Franciscan chapel.
He was oppressed, and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he openeth not his mouth. Isaiah chapter 53, verse 7.
Station 8, the Greek Orthodox monastery of St. Charlemagnos, is where Jesus consoles the lamenting women of Jerusalem.
And there followed him a great company of people and of women, which also bewailed and lamented him. But Jesus turning unto them said, Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. Luke chapter 23, verses 27 through 28.
Station 9 marks the third fall of Jesus.
If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
We must now wind our way back through the bazaar and into the Church of the Holy Sepulcher to find the final 5 stations. This massive cathedral has been built, destroyed, sacked, retaken, and restored dozens of times since its initial construction in the 4th century. Most of the current structure dates to a restoration undertaken by the Franciscans in 1555. Just inside the entrance is a narrow staircase, leading up to the place known as Golgotha. This is the 10th station, where Jesus is stripped of his garments.
And they bring him unto the place Golgotha, which is, being interpreted, the place of a skull. And they gave him to drink wine mingled with myrrh, but he received it not. And when they had crucified him, they parted his garments, casting lots upon them, what every man should take. Mark, chapter 15, verses 22 through 24.
And the 11th station, where Jesus is nailed to the cross.
And the people stood beholding, and the rulers also with them derided him, saying, He saved others, let him save himself, if he be Christ, the chosen of God. And the soldiers also mocked him, coming to him and offering him vinegar, and saying, If thou be the King of the Jews, save thyself. And a superscription also was written over him in letters of Greek and Latin and Hebrew, This is the King of the Jews. Luke chapter 23, verse 35 through 38.
Below this chapel we find windows opening through the church walls into the limestone underneath. This is the 12th station, the actual limestone bedrock into which the cross was placed.
And it was about the 6th hour, and there was a darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was rent in the midst. And when Jesus had cried with a loud voice, he said, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. And having said thus, he gave up the ghost. Luke 23, verses 44 through 46.
The 13th station, the stone of unction, where the body of Jesus is laid after being taken down from the cross and prepared for burial.
It was the preparation day, that is, the day before the Sabbath. So as evening approached, Joseph of Arimathea, a prominent member of the council, who was himself waiting for the kingdom of God, went boldly to Pilate and asked for Jesus' body. Pilate was surprised to hear that he was already dead. Summoning the centurion, he asked if Jesus had already died. When he learned from the centurion that it was so, he gave the body to Joseph. Mark 15, 42 to 45.
And finally, beneath the soaring dome of the Holy Sepulcher, Station 14, the Edicule, according to Orthodox Christian belief, the tomb of Jesus, which would be found empty 3 days after his burial.
And he bought fine linen, and took him down, and wrapped him in the linen, and laid him in a sepulchre which was hewn out of a rock, and rolled a stone unto the door of the sepulchre. And Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of Jesus beheld where he was laid. Mark 15:46-47.